Well, what a surprise. It's been the secret show this whole time.
Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee, dee, a fwit-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Crafting with Joshi and Cubby. What will we make today? What is the dice of the day? Crafting, creating, collaborating. What would an octopus say? Trivia questions, hooray! Creating, clickbaiting, can't hardly waiting for the crafting show. A crafting show with Gubby and Shoshi. Oh my gosh. That's right. It's me. Hooray. Making it happen. Crafting on the crafting show today. Hooray. Hello everyone. I just realized I think there might be a little feedback going on from my camera up here. So let me just do one thing real quick and I can fix that up so we won't be getting any feedback. There we go. Yeah, let me know if there's still feedback. There shouldn't be. Hold on one moment. You know, you have everything all set up, and then the second you go live, something happens. I just gotta fix my craft camera up here. There we go. All right, and that seems to not have any, I don't think let me know if we're getting any feedback. I don't hear any, so I think we're good now. Hi everyone. So last week, I said I was gonna try and do some paper mache because I have a lot of paper, and I want to use it. So I actually got myself together and made it happen. That's right. We're going to do an actual craft on the crafting show. Can you believe it? But before we get to that point, I want to do a regularly scheduled things. And then I'll go over the crafting show thing. I'm not sure if anyone will be joining us today. Maybe, maybe not. All good either way. So I have stuff set up for to make the things, the paper mache. I have it all set up right here. Boom. There we go. Yeah. Heck yeah. Working. I thought I had it so it was big. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'll make it so it looks nice. Let's see. Let's see if I can get it. Because I had it before. Let's see if that makes it work a little better. And good. See if we can make it big across the screen. No, it's not doing it today. That's all right. You can still see it. Yeah, that doesn't seem to make a difference. What if I do it this way? No, still doesn't seem to make a difference. That's all right. I'll keep working on it. We're just all doing the best we can. Great. Hi everybody. Oh, we're getting a visit. We might get a visit from Magnet today, the kitten. Hello. She likes to help me out. She's very helpful. All right, let's get rid of this for now because, oh yeah, if you haven't been on the show in a couple weeks, you may not know about my new cat, Magnet, Maggie for short. Come here, little Maggie. She's very sweet and cute. She's might be a shoulder cat. We're working on it. I'd love her to be a shoulder cat. She goes there for a little bit, but she's not staying. So she might just be a cuddly cat. But she's a little over 3 months old. She's the sweetest cat. Like, she's literally so sweet. She's so cuddly and so good. And I don't know if you could just see here. I'll show you. She's got one stripy leg. One of her legs is striped, orange striped. It's so great. I love it. Yeah, and she's very sweet and very good, and she's my perfect daughter. And I love her very much. And honestly, very thankful for her because the world's not always great. And it's really hard to be too upset when you have a cute little cat playing with string in front of you. Although not actually with string, because she's too young to have string, because they can swallow it and they can hurt them. But you know what I mean. Yeah. She likes to spring. She likes to chase a little spring around. That's her favorite toy. Yes, and she plays fetch, like literally plays fetch. Like she'll bring you a spring and then you throw it and then she gets it and then she brings it back. It's pretty amazing. She's pretty great, I'm gonna say. Yes, you are. So she might pay us a little visit throughout the show. So before we get into the craft, the actual craft that I have set up for us today, if you can believe it, okay, but I would argue that Osiris is the like maximum cat, platonic ideal, like just wants to lay around, knows that the world should worship him. I love Osiris. Osiris is a giant black cat. Best. Great, like maximum cat. What? That's wild. I think Magnet is going to be a very long cat because she's just a little over 3 months and she's very long. A long cat. We'll see. I don't care. Doesn't really matter to me what a cat looks like. The personality is way more important. Although I do love her little stripy leg. All right, so a crafting. So before we get into the actual craft that I have for today, good to see everybody. Welcome to the show. Glad we're here. Yeah, same. She can be very, very tiny or large, which is a good thing about a cat. Yes, I'm talking about you. Yes, my little girl. Yeah. I would like to do the things that we normally do on this show, such as trivia and making our way through the complete color harmony book. If you haven't joined us in a while, I found this book in a really cool bookshop called The Last Bookstore, which if you're ever in LA, highly recommend going there. It's just a beautiful bookstore. Huge used book, like gigantic used book section, huge sci-fi fantasy section, but the whole thing has been decorated beautifully. So there's like the section with all the horror books is like horror themed and really well done. And then they have displays where like you walk through a tunnel of books and they have books like flying and it's lovely bookstore. Been there forever. And went there with a friend and saw this. I was like, oh, that'll be a fun little book. It probably just has like a bunch of Pantone color options. But then looking at it, they have this other section that's very cool that has these beautiful descriptions of colors. So they have, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, brown, gray, and black. And we've gone through all of them so far. Last week we did brown, which is one of my favorite colors. And today is gray. So I'll just read the gray, the description of gray. Here's the pictures for you to see. And some of the info they say you want to take with a little, grain of salt. Not all of their facts are correct or updated. Oh, sorry. Oh, they have white too. That was white. Okay, this is gray. We're just doing gray right here. I didn't see they had white too. White and black. Great. So we're almost done with our colors. Gray. Gray is the very definition of neutral. It is a color that people rarely love or hate. It doesn't say I'm loyal and trustworthy like navy blue, and it isn't eye-catching and dynamic like red. Gray is non-committal, formal, and dignified. Gray also lacks warmth, which can make it appear somewhat remote and solemn. Think of stone churches, graveyards, and skyscrapers. That freedom from emotional stimulus gives Gray an aura of power and wealth. Interesting. Oh, hello. Welcome. If you just joined us, we just started the gray color. You haven't really missed anything. It just said gray is non-committal, formal, and dignified. That freedom from emotional stimulus gives gray an aura of power and wealth. In a business wardrobe, for example, a charcoal gray pinstripe suit is the most authoritative choice. The icy coolness of gray makes it popular in office decor. As a classy neutral, gray exudes success and reliability. Gray is also associated with maturity and wisdom. People with gray hair are thought to have a lifetime of accumulated knowledge and experience. In packaging, grays have a rich, prestigious appeal. Luxury automobiles are most popular in silver tones, as are platinum charge cards. Similarly, high-end boutiques often wrap goods in gray boxes, suggesting there is a precious gift inside. Metallic gray, associated with scientific and technological advances, is used effectively when introducing state-of-the-art products. That's another reason the color is a bestseller in top-of-the-line autos, since it hints at engineering marvels lying under the hood. It's interesting. I never thought about gray like that, but now that I think about it, I'm gonna, like all the advertising, I'm gonna pay attention to when they have gray. When there is silver's connection with speed, a notion constantly reinforced. Then there is silver's connection with speed, a notion constantly reinforced in car commercials. In interior design, dark gray is stately and formal, but can be a bit gloomy, while a lighter gray is more restful. While a lighter gray is more restful, neither shade will encourage lively conversation. Grays are better suited to rooms where the occupants are looking for peace of mind. That's gray. Love it. So interesting. So fascinating, this book. When we get through the colors, they have other little bits that I might read where, like, regal. Here is a palette of what's considered regal colors, and then it has a little description of what regal is, or it has calm. So I think I might go through those because they're very, take what it says. This book doesn't, it was written by people. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just making it all up. But it is like, there are some sort of, it's interesting. It's interesting to think about when choosing colors for things, or when observing when other people use color for things. Yeah. Whoa. Is it banana anniversary? Does that mean, is it the anniversary of when we first found the banana assassin, or is it a different anniversary? I love this. Well, yeah, that's a great question. It does have a fair amount of purple, I saw, but yeah, not as much as I thought. Like a little bit of purple there, but a lot more reds and greens and yellows than I thought. Yeah, I thought that was very interesting too. And there seems to be a lot of crossover between magical and regal, which is interesting. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. But it's a good little book there. It's fun. Fun little interesting. Oh, yes, amazing. It's been 1 year since you wrote the original smut fic. Incredible. It is. That's a very important holiday. Everyone, we all need to celebrate Bananaversary. Actually, that gives me an idea. All right. that gives me an idea for the craft. This might work out perfectly. Yeah. Okay. Okay. It is a bluey purple that they have on there, but it might also be like, yeah, like your screen's color temperature or my lighting in here for sure. Oh, okay, everyone. If you're over 18 and can handle it, check out After Darker. And there is a new Banana Assassin smut fiction. Incredible. Incredible. So then let us do the second traditional activity that we always do here on the Crafting Show, which is trivia. And I realized that the trivia cards that I grabbed from the Trivial Pursuit that I have, we'd gone through the whole freaking chunk of them. So I went in the closet and I grabbed a new chunks, fresh trivia chunks. So let's have a big old chunk of trivia for all of us. So for those of you who have never done trivia before or who might need a refresher, this is how it works. I'm going to read the questions. We'll do all the answers at the end, so I get to play too. We're all playing together, so if you think you know the answer, write it in the chat. If anyone gets it wrong, we all lose, but if anyone gets it right, we all win. Just like life. Okay, trivia. People and places. What condiment began replacing salad cream on British salads in the 1990s to the dismay of purists? What condiment began replacing salad cream, it is in quotations, salad cream, on British salads in the 1990s to the dismay of purists? Yeah, that's a good guess. And then also that's a good guess. I feel like both are very, very possible. And having had salad cream as a salad option before, because they have it in New Zealand, it's very mayo-y, their salad cream. So it might be mayo. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Fawlty Towers is an exceptional treatise on British mannerisms. So, and it's a little earlier. It's like not the 1990s, but I'm sure it came sooner than mayo's been around forever. Mayo's French. But I think that's pretty good. I'm going to say salad dressing, but I think mayo. Yeah. Well, we got our bases covered. Ketchup. Whoa. Okay. Arts and entertainment. What 1980s HBO series lasted 7 seasons despite starring both Shannon Tweed and O.J. Simpson? I didn't know he was in a TV series. My partner knows it. I bet other people know it too. I just know about the Naked Gun movies. Also, who's Shannon Tweed? Maybe, was that on HBO? Maybe it was. That would make sense. That's kind of like the only one I know of. Yeah. I'm fascinated. Fascinated to find out. All right, next question. History. What word entered the English language after Warren Harding flubbed the word normality in a speech? I know this is. Pretty famous. And I've never heard it just Warren Harding. I've always heard Warren G. Harding. President Warren G. Harding. But maybe, I don't know. What word entered the English language after Warren Harding flubbed the word normality in a speech? That's interesting that they didn't, because it's pretty famously like a presidential, I don't know. That's interesting. I mean, I think I know the word. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's just weird to see it written just as Warren Harding and not like President Warren. I don't know. We'll see. A next question. Science and nature. How many total lung lobes does a healthy human have? Oh, thank you for letting me know that. If you need me to repeat a question, let me know. I wish I could control that. I have no control over that. How many total lung lobes does I love the word lobe. How many total lung lobes does a healthy human have? I want to say 6. I feel like I should know this. I feel like there's 3 lobes. Or is it only 2 lobes? I thought there was like an upper, a middle, and a lower. But it might only be 4. It's either 4. Oh, thank you, Victoria London Fogg. Thank you. That's very helpful. I'm gonna say 6, but it might be 4. Is there a doctor in the house? I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna say 6, but it might be 4. Sports and leisure. Oh, it's yesterday's night. Thank goodness you're here. You're the only one of us who knows any sports things. That's not true. Some other people know some sports things. But this is a baseball one, so I bet you're going to know it. What baseball owner's widow, Jackie, is the honorary president of the American League? What baseball owner's widow, Jackie, is the honorary president of the American League? In baseball, there's an American League and a National League. I know that. That's the one sport I sort of know a little bit about. But I've definitely not been as much on my baseball knowledge since leaving Philly, because I had a lot of friends there who were baseball fans, and we'd talk baseball and go to baseball games and things like that. And I don't really have that same friend circle here in LA, so I'm not as much up on because I'm a social person. I do what the crowd does. I'm a joiner. I'll be a part of any club that'll have me. That's the truth. Also, do we just need the last name? Because it gives the first name. What baseball owner's widow, Jackie, is the honorary president of the American League? It's a weird question. I don't know. We'll get to the answers. You're going to be right eventually. It's worth just keep answering that. The one time you don't, the answer will be 17. And last card, wild card, cut the brakes. What did Jeff Luckey, spelled Luckey, what did Jeff Luckey, buoyed by the success of his stadium, oh my goodness, okay, this question. Wait a second. What did Jeff Lucky, buoyed by the success of his Stadium Pal strap-on urine reservoir for men, name its 2002 counterpart for women? I didn't even know that product existed. So apparently there's a strap-on urine reservoir for men invented by Jeff Lucky, who he named the Stadium Pal. That's problematic right there. Just go to the bathroom. The Stadium Pal in 2002 made a counterpart for female parts and had a different name, not called the Stadium Pal, even though I feel like that's a pretty gender neutral name. Could have just kept calling it the Stadium Pal. What was the name of that product? Had no idea that existed. No, because I don't, it like a catheter literally has a tube that goes like up the urethra, and I don't think that's that. This seems like a strap-on thing. Yeah. Yeah. So a less extreme version of that. Did not know this existed. Feel like that product would be, whoop. Hello, you helping? All right, well, let's see what the answers are. Magnet spotted. Answers, what will they be? Answers, let's see. All right, what condiment began replacing salad cream on British salads in the 1990s to the dismay of purists? It was mayonnaise. A mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. Not salad dressing, but mayo. Yeah, thanks, Faulty Towers. Arts and entertainment. What 1980s HBO series lasted 7 seasons despite starring both Shannon Tweed and O.J. Simpson? First and 10. Oh, it was like a football thing. My partner knew the answer. It was not a good show? Oh, but it went 7 seasons. What? It was back when HBO didn't have like Sopranos and stuff. Oh yeah, it was pre-Sopranos HBO. Also, it was in the 80s. Everyone was doing cocaine and approving crazy ideas. What was in it? Oh, there were a lot of boobs. Oh, because it was HBO, and that was like, I mean, it's still kind of their thing. Gotta put some boobs in the first couple episodes, otherwise no one will watch. Maybe that's what we need to fix the Hollywood entertainment industry here. We need another Gracia Blanco to get some cocaine into town. Get these executives approving crazy ideas. Everyone works, everyone's happy. Okay. What word entered the English language after Warren Harding flubbed the word normality in a speech? It is normalcy. Normalcy. And now that's a word. How many total lung lobes does a healthy human have? 5. Are there more on one side than the other? Are there 3 on one side and 2 on the other side? Fascinating. Which side has the more lobes? I had to look that up. Somebody look that up. How did I not know that? I mean, why would I know that? 5. Interesting. So yeah, I'm guessing one side is 3 and one side is 2. Fascinating. Someone figure that out. Post the information in the chat. Sports and leisure. What baseball owner's widow, Jackie, is the honorary president of the American League? Gene Autry's widow, Jackie Autry, is the honorary president of the American League when this card was made, which was in like 2003. And last card. What did Jeff Lucky, buoyed by the success of his Stadium Pal strap-on urine reservoir for men, name its 2002 counterpart for women? The Stadium Gal. Doesn't make any sense. I know it rhymes. Stadium pal, stadium gal. But they can both be the stadium pal. Oh, Jeff Lucky. I mean, I haven't heard of that product, so interesting, fascinating. The things we learn, the things we learn. All right, everyone. So let's do some crafting. So I have today, I said I wanted to do some paper mache. And there's a couple different ways you can do paper mache. Probably I don't like to say best, but one of the better ways is to use, I like wood glue and water, and you water it down. Or you can use white glue and water it down. But if you happen to be like me in a place and a time where you don't have any wood glue or white glue, you can actually use flour and water. Oh, here we go. Okay. According to Wikipedia, there are 2 lobes in the left lung and 3 lobes in the right lung. Dang. Fascinating. What a fascinating way our bodies have evolved. I guess if you are like, because the majority of the world is, the stadium gal. Stadium gal. Yeah, not a great name. Yeah. If like the majority of people are right-handed, maybe you get injured more on the right side. So if you have 3 lobes on that side, a little better chance of survival. But as a left-handed person, I got to be careful about my lungs. Or it means I'll be more powerful. No, that doesn't work. Interesting. But yeah, so if you don't have any glue on hand, but you have some flour, you can use flour. So you can just mix it up with water, kind of 1 to 4 parts. So like 1 part flour to 1 part water. And you can just squish it up and use it like that. But if you want it to last a little bit longer, you want to cook it a little bit because flour will rot. If it gets wet, it'll go bad. And cooking helps it last a little bit longer and also helps it dry clear when it dries. And then and you can either cook it on the stove. You want to get it to almost boiling. Let it boil for a little while until it starts to thicken, and then you let it cool. Or you can also microwave it, which is the way I did it. So I did 1 to 4. I did a 1/2 cup of flour to a 1.5 cups of water. And then it's a really good traditional, and it's very strong. One source has been related to the position of the heart. The right lung has 3 lobes, the superior, the middle, and the inferior. Insulting. It's generally larger and shorter than the left lung. The left lung has 2 lobes, superior and inferior, smaller and narrower. Wow. Right. Yes, depending on number of parts. Fascinating. Yeah, it's a really strong adhesive, especially for paper. I wouldn't use it to stick anything heavy together, but anything with paper, it sticks really, really well. Oh, cool. That's good to know too. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Right. Look at all the stuff we're learning. So I did it in the microwave. I did it, so you don't want it to like boil, otherwise it will cook and turn solid, and you want it to stay liquid. So you do it in like 30-second boosts. So I did 1/2 cup of flour to 1.5 cups of water, mixed it up, put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, mixed it up some more. let it rest a little bit, put it back for 30 seconds. And I think I did it 6 times, and so like three-ish minutes. And you just kind of look at it and you can see that it starts to get a little thicker, but it's really not that thick. Like you can see this is still pretty liquidy here. You want it to still be pretty liquidy. But you can see it starts to thicken, and that's when you know it's good. Yeah, and then you just mix it up and then you let it cool. So this is pretty much cooled down. I did it right before the show started because you don't want to dip your fingies in there when it's almost boiling hot. You will burn your fingies and it will stick to your hands. Sort of like you don't want anything almost boiling or boiling temperature stuck to your hands. Don't recommend it. Doesn't sound great. Doesn't sound like a good time. So you want to make sure it cools down. So then the other thing you need for paper mache is some sort of structure that you can build it on, because you're basically going to take paper. I'm using old audition sides because I like to build art out of my ruined dreams. Some of these things have been cast in, but most of them I haven't, and that's life. So what you want to do is you're going to make sort of strips of paper. They don't necessarily have to be strips. It just kind of makes it easier. And you're going to dip the strips in the liquid, and then you need to put these on a structure because they're going to be really flimsy, and you need something to actually support the structure until it dries. So a couple common things people use are you can pre-make something out of clay and then do the paper mache on top of it. If you're going to make a mask, that's a really good way to do it. You can use, some people make like a plastic mold. You can really use anything as long as it's strong enough structure to support it, and also something that like you don't really want to use anything also made of wood or paper or anything that it's going to stick to and you won't be able to take it off again. You can also use aluminum foil. A lot of people can make sort of a structure out of aluminum foil and use it that way. Or one of my favorite ones is a balloon, because then you use it and then you pop the balloon and you just pull the balloon out. Oh, this is a great fun fact. When you burn your skin, the reason why you should run under cold water immediately is because burns continuously cook your skin if left unattended, make everything much worse. That's right. Cold water, cool water, not ice. Don't use an ice pack because ice also damages it. Then you're like double damage to your skin. So you want it to be, cold water, cool water. And then you can even get like a washcloth and kind of let it sit on there. And as someone who has burned themselves many times on the stove and with other things, it really does make a difference. Makes a huge difference if you can get some cool water on there as soon as possible. And then one of the best bandages for a burn is if you can get those. They're these bandages that they're usually almost completely clear, and they kind of do like a seal, and you basically put them on there and then leave it alone. And it ends up looking kind of disgusting because it basically like fills up with your own skin's juices. But that's what it wants. It wants to be covered, and your body's going to release like the white blood cells and things like that. And it kind of just like seals it, and you like leave it alone for as long as you can. Because I burned my hands many times and I don't have too much scarring, which is honestly surprising considering how much I burned my hands. We're just cookies and eggs, baby. A balloon. So, but the only balloons I have are these balloons that I got from a balloon animal kit. I don't have any regular round balloons. So I was like, oh, I guess I won't use a balloon, because what I think I want to make is a round structure. I think I want to make a planter. I've been racking my brain trying to think. I was like, what do I actually want to make? And I have some little plants, and I want to make a little hanging planter. So I'm going to need something round. But then Victoria London Fog, they said that Victorian London Fog said that it's the banana. Yes, exactly. I was like, well, you know what would work really well is the Mega Paper Mache banana. So I might give that a shot. This seems a little big. I might make a little bit of a smaller one. And I'm just gonna make an object d'art and let it dry and then paint it, and it'll be a banana. And we'll see how it goes. And I could even, that could still be a planter. Like, what? Okay, so let's pump this up. Maybe that big? Yeah, that seems pretty big. Let me see if, actually, let me see if I can, I'm gonna try something. This might be a terrible idea, but I want it to be a little, like, thicker. So I'm gonna tie a knot in the end of that and see if we can get it to be a little shorter and thicker. And I could still make it into a planter and just be like, that's pretty good. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that'll work. I think that might work. Maybe a little smaller. There we go. Yeah, that'll kind of work. I could do that one. It's not gonna be very big. It'll be an actual banana sized. Yeah, I think that'll be very funny. I think that'll really work. Yeah. All right, let's see. Okay, so we can make one, and then since it's so small, I will probably have space and stuff to make a second one. Let's make that bigger so you can actually. It's a pretty big banana. It is a pretty big banana, but I do want it to be. I want it to be fairly big, honestly, because then I'm still can use it as a planter, or I could just have it be an object d'art. And then if I still want to do a hanging planter, I can use the aluminum foil. So I have my paste here that seems like a pretty good consistency. And then I have my paper. I have a little extra water just in case I need it. All right, cool. I wanted that to be more, yeah. Oh yeah, I might need a banana for scale. I agree. It needs more bananas. Okay, so let's get started. So one of the reasons why I haven't done this before is you're gonna get messy. So I'm wearing like an old shirt. I'm wearing my work jeans. I have cardboard down on the table, and I have like cardboard underneath of me. Yeah. All right. So let's get that out of the way. There we go. And you kind of dip it in there. Oh yeah, that looks good. And then I like to you kind of dip it, and then I kind of run my hands down it to take the excess off, because you really don't need that much. You just need to get it completely coated. And then you're just going to kind of wrap it around. There's really you're really just covering whatever structure you have. And there's going to be little wrinkles and stuff. That I find is sort of the charm of paper mache. You can work to make it really smooth. And also if you make it pretty thick, you can actually sand it down afterwards if you need to, if you want to get rid of um, the wrinkles. But I don't mind them. I find them kind of interesting and fun. And you just kind of like flatten them down as much as possible. This is good. Now the key to paper mache I've found is in the layering. Is you really want to have pretty thick layers. You don't want to do just one layer. That's not going to last. Because once the structure is gone, the only thing that is supporting it is the paper. And while the flour will help make it a little thicker, it's really the it's just paper. So everyone knows how strong paper is. It's not that strong. So you really want to do. I mean, you could do many, 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 many layers. I would say for the thickness, I mean, I'd at least do 3 layers thick, but you can go even thicker depending on what your product is and how much weight it needs to hold. And then when it dries, it's nice. It's like surprisingly strong. I also put in here, because even if you cook it, there's still a chance, like flour paste is just it's not going to last as long as glue. Just like it's not going to. And depending on where the final product is located and what you do with it, like if you paint it, it can help, but it will like rot, like it'll go bad. That's just a thing that like will happen. I need some more strips now. Oh, it's so messy. What was I saying for the thickness of it? Oh, so also in there, I did half a cup of flour, cup and a half of water, and then a pinch of salt, which can help it not go bad. And then also, and then when it was all done cooking, I put in a little bit of cinnamon, which makes it smell nice, and also has some like antibacterial, antimicrobial qualities to it. So that'll help it last a little bit longer too. And then if you depending on what you do with it afterwards, if you paint it, that can help seal it in and help it not to rot and things like that. But the other thing I like about the flour paste is it means if it starts to rot, you just bury it in the ground and like it's gonna be fine. But yeah, it smells nice and cinnamony here right now. Some people put like a little bit of peppermint oil in there. That can work too. Yeah, lots of different options, but a little bit of salt helps. Some people I've read put sugar in it as well if they're cooking it. They say that it can help dry more clear and get more of a like shellac appearance to it. I didn't do sugar. I've never tried that. Just in my research, I read that someone like, put a tablespoon of sugar in it. I've never tried that. So somebody else can try that at home and report back. But I do like the flour paste, because I usually have flour. And I like that it's, a little more biodegradable, I guess. And you also want to vary. So I had been attaching them sort of one way, and you want to have it go. You want to vary up how you put the strips on, where they on. You're building a structure. You want to build a matrix. So you want it to have have all the parts covered in as many different ways as possible. I would say that's a minimum, rather than thinking about the number of layers, which you can if you want to achieve, a certain thickness with your final product. Thickness. I'm gonna leave a little end there because little bananas have a little end. Uh, do. But you want to make sure that every part of it, at the bare minimum, is covered like up and down, left and right, and then diagonal. And I think if you've like covered all those bases, then you're probably pretty well covered. I would do more. Yeah, it depends on what you want the final thickness of the product to be. And just keep in mind that like really the only strength there is the strength of your paper. So if you make it too thin, it's not gonna and you can see this is pretty, I don't know how well you can see. It's like pretty, this is looking really good. When this is painted, yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I'm very excited about this. This is great for the anniversary of the Banana Assassin. See, the universe provides. I was like, what am I gonna make? I can't figure it out. I guess I'll do a planter, Banana Assassin. So you don't want it to be, you want to soak the paper, but you don't want it to get too goopy. So you really want to make sure you're like getting the excess off, because already this is like even a little too goopy. Like you want to make sure the paper is saturated, but you don't want this to be dripping, because it's really, it'll take forever to dry, and yeah, it's harder to work with if it gets too goopy. But you can see already it's like really melding the paper together. Yeah. All right. So that's going to be the little nub part of the banana, and then this will be I think that'll be the little end nub. I might squish that in to make that be a little, yeah, like the little end nub. No, it should go the other way around. This is going to be that's going to be the part that attaches to the tree, and then this is going to be the end part. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for paper mache. I like it. It can be a very relaxing and meditative thing, and this is nice too because the thing I don't really enjoy about paper mache is that when I've done it, it's been cold. And when your hands are wet for that long and covered in sticky stuff, it gets really cold on your hands. But this is nice because it's warm here today, and also it's still a little bit warm from having microwaved it, so it's actually like not as uncomfortable as I thought it would be. Ooh, Victoria on the phone. I'd love to ask, have you heard, here, one second. I'm gonna finish making this up and then I can show that. Have you heard of the YouTube channel Evan and Caitlin? They did this really cute but giant paper mache project for their cat. No, I don't know them, and I will look at it. That's a great suggestion. Cool. I would love to see what they do, because I'd love to make something for my cat. Yeah, I mean, I could make a whole house, a whole structure. The thing that's nice about paper mache is if you make it thick enough, when it's dried, it's pretty solid. Like it's pretty strong and solid. It dries like real strong. All right. Let's get this little end here. I also like it because it sort of goes, like all my art projects, I like them to go piece by piece, because then when I invariably mess something up, I can fix it. All artistic problems are fixable though, or they just become a feature. A little house shaped like a cactus. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. I'm definitely going to check that out. That's a great suggestion. Hello, you coming to visit me? You coming to help? Yeah, you going to help? You like this? No, it's weird. But that's looking like I'm pretty happy with this. Like so far. So it's not quite thick enough yet. Yeah, I can still see some of the balloon there. I definitely want to make it so I can't see anything underneath it. And then probably even a couple more layers. Especially since this one's going to be like just a fun little art project. I want it to be a little thicker. Although I could, like, this could be a planter too. Like I could totally put dirt in this and have plants coming out of one end. Or I could like cut a little hole right there and have the planter. That might be fun. So it's a little banana and then like little plants coming out there. Or I could put holes in it and it could be a vase. Or I could put holes in it. It could be a little candle holder. The possibilities are endless. That's nice to do because once it's done, you can still kind of cut holes in it and stuff. Although it's better not to. Like it's better to not have to do that, but it still totally works. I'm pretty happy with this. So. All right, I'm just gonna keep adding. Resin time. That's fun. I gotta check them out. I love that. We have a cactus shaped cat scratcher for our cat that she really loves. We have one for our other cat, Archie, and he loved it. And I'm glad that his little sister likes it too. It's a good scratcher. It's very cute. She's a climber though. Archie was not a climber, and she seems to be a climber. So we might have to get. I've never had a cat tree before, but she might be a cat that wants one or needs one. I don't know. There's time. We'll figure it out. Yeah, that's looking good. All right, I think that's all the instruction I can give on this, unless I can think of anything else. So I'm going to put on a little bit of music, and we can have a little bit of quiet crafting time. Now, quiet crafting time means I'm going to be more quiet, but it doesn't mean that you can't still put things in the chat, because I will still be looking at the chat, and if anything's fun, I'll post it up there. But it's nice to have, you know, a little bit of music while we're, yeah, a little bit of soothing music while we're working. Yeah, then I don't feel so much pressure to talk. Also, if while you're making it, some of the strips will get a little too wet and they'll break off. Not a big deal. Totally fine. It doesn't need to be the full strip. You can even break them down into little tiny bits at the end. If it breaks in a little tiny bit, sometimes I'll just put them on the side. And then if I need a little patch, I can just use that. But yeah, there's no reason to have to stay in the box at all. Sometimes you want a little patch. They're all going to kind of meld together anyway. Yeah. One important thing, so because at the end we're gonna pop the balloon, you gotta make sure you leave a little end open on one end and pull that balloon out after you pop it. Or I mean, you can just pop it and then slide there. I don't know. I've never done it before. I always want to try it. We'll see what happens. No, I recommend the cinnamon. It smells really nice. think maybe one more layer, and then that'll be pretty good. Feels to me. You can also. Oh, hello. Oh, did the stream go silent? Hi, good to see you, Ansa. Yay. We're doing some paper mache with flower paste. I'm making a banana to celebrate the anniversary of the first Banana Assassin smut story that was created. Yeah. I think I'm doing one more layer. You can kind of feel it too. There's a little spin. I don't know. Remember to vary the direction you're putting stuff in. And that helps with the structure and the trick. Okay, it's a little wrinkly in parts because like bananas have texture. That's nice. I definitely need more layers. Definitely too. But it's also very messy. So I won't do it unless you're prepared to get it. Hello, you coming to help? Ansa, I don't know if you've been introduced to my new kitten, Magnet. He's helping me with crafting. I know you yourself have some very cute kittens that you're taking care of right now. I've been enjoying the pictures. That little fluffy black one, I was a little in love with. Glad to see that you found a good one. Or are you still looking for that one? The one that's going to be big and fluffy that you think maybe the dad is a Maine Coon. Crazy. You did. Okay, good. Mr. the bear. Yeah. It looks like a bear. It looks like a kitten, but a bear for sure. I'm feeling pretty good. I might just want maybe one more layer. And then I also have to remember when I set this down to dry, I'm going to dry it on some aluminum foil, because if I leave it here on the cardboard to dry, it will stick to the cardboard. Also love any craft, any wood craft. Oh, good to see you. It's my London vlog. It's always nice to visit. That's my word. Yeah, I'm just going to do a layer of that way. Might want it a little thicker, but we'll just see. We'll see. Come back and say, oh, I don't know. It's my first one. My first one. We have done. That's not my first paper. We've done a lot of paper. But it's my first one doing it on a balloon structure. Normally, I've had other structures that I've heard or like to make a mask, and then kind of already pre-made structure there. Balloons like mask. And then I'll report back to see how long it takes to dry. No idea. I'm guessing like at least the full 24 hours. Oh, no, Cubby actually made me out of paper mache. Yeah. That's the little known secret. Although I guess it would make sense if Cubby was Cubby's atheist. Is that who was the one who like made a statue and then like, oh, I wish it would come to life? Pygmalion. And am I Pygmalion or is Cubby? Who made the Pygmalion person? The statue. I don't remember. Yeah, I haven't looked that up in my Greek mythology. Alright, this is what we need for like It legit looks like a banana already, and it's not even. I'm very happy with that. Maybe that door it might need more. Definitely needs another strip here. And then when you think you're near the end, just go over and like make sure it's. You can kind of feel where it might need more thickness. Like you can kind of feel when like this part feels a little thinner than some of the other parts that might. Yeah, then I'm gonna go through and do little patchwork things. Little patches on parts where it feels too a little like where it's just like, oh, I think that needs a little more structure right there. And I've got a ton of paste left over, which is great. You can put it in a mason jar and keep it in the fridge, and it'll for. I mean, I'd use it within a couple of days, probably. Like we cooked it, we put salt in it and cinnamon in it. So, like it's not like you have to use it 100% right away, but I would say use it within a couple of days. Actually, I need to check on that if you can put it in the fridge or if it needs to stay there. For sure. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, now I'm doing little patches, places that feel like it needs a little more. You can also use the patches to kind of cover and smooth areas that might be a little wrinkly up. Yeah, and really like using your hands to sort of like smooth everything over. Let's see, that feels. This little place is feeling a little bit little. Then, definitely need to let this back. We'll be close to being done and let it dry. Or put it back on the long. guess if I wanted to, I could have used like just an actual banana as my structure. And then let the banana slowly rot inside. That's hard. Even good. I'm a little stressed around there. Hold that. And just brush it together. Yeah, and then you just want to go over. I like to like dip my fingers in, and kind of go over the whole thing and make sure everything is, all the edges are as smooth down as possible. Any wrinkles you don't there, you can kind of smooth down a little bit, because whatever you end up leaving it as, that's there's three. So with these little lines here, you're gonna see those lines dries, but I'm fine with that. That's like what crochet is about. Ooh, you're gonna see the wrinkles and the lines. Or like I said, if you're thick enough, when it's still dry, you can actually see it. And then sand it away. I like it a little bit. It's a little too much. What you don't want, like the lines of the people are okay, but what you don't want is to have the little ends of the paper sticking up. You want to make sure it feels to below it, because you don't want any little like air gaps. That's the main thing you want to get rid of, because those will catch and they won't dry right. And yeah, you want to make it as smooth as possible, but like you can see the little lines of the structure. And you like that look. A little bit of wrinkles are okay. I'll go. Yeah, see, like that. This little bit has sort of come up a little end. You just want to make sure those are really smooth down. Right. Honestly, pretty happy with it. It's really funny. I'm so glad you're sharing that's something that's exactly what I needed. Okay, yeah. Or maybe I'll make a little more. This is just a regular old banana. This is my banana. This is regular. That's me. If I'm seriously disappeared, okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm gonna set that. For now, I'm gonna just set it on the edge of this bowl to dry. I could actually leave it there to dry. Yeah. But I will eventually. I'll put it on some aluminum foil. So it won't. That's good. Very. Makes me very. Just stay there for like 1 second. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna dry my hands off here on some paper. I might as well. And then a little bit of water, with towel, and like this. A little bit. Cool. The other nice thing about flour paste is it comes out way easier than glue. I think I prefer the flour. The only thing is like there is always the chance that it will get rotten. So that's the trade-off. But hopefully, with between the cooking and the cinnamon and the salt, it will last at least a little while. And then, like, if it does start to go bad, I'll throw it in the yard. 5 degrees. Yeah. Heck yeah. Alright, I still have a ton of paper left, so I might still make that planter if I get a chance to get a regular balloon. There we go. That can go there. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm really pretty happy with how it looks. I feel like it definitely looks like a banana, and when it's painted, I think it will look very Andy Warhol. Make it look like Andy Warhol. What do you think, Andy? What do you think? I'd rather a fish. Maybe I'll make a fish. Alright, so that's gonna dry there. This glue paste I'm going to I'll put in the mason jar. I'll look it up whether I can put it in the fridge or at least the temperature. But it should probably last at least a couple days. Probably not a week, so I'll probably have to make new stuff for next week. But since I have so much left over, I might try and find something else to make a little hanging planter with. I've been trying to grow plants that I want. I've plenty of pots, but I'd love to have some hanging plants. So I want to make like a gourd sort of shape, like a bottle, that shape, and then cut a hole in it, and then put it in it. Yeah. And for that. All right, so that's like stuff in the computer. Boom. All right, now, all right, so we've got like 10 minutes left. This is drying very well. Doesn't seem like it's gonna stick to that. The structure is holding up. I'm pretty happy with that, I gotta say. But we have a little time left. So, and I have some more trivia from the new trivia card. So let's do one more trivia. And then we'll say goodbye. This has been a great show, everyone. Thanks for coming to visit, even though Cubby isn't here. Missed it very much, but he'll be back soon. He's having a great time doing storytelling in the city. It's a great summer gig for him. Like, I'm super happy about it. And I basically left. I was gone a lot all last summer, so, you know, he had to do them all by himself. So it's only fair that I have to as well. Hello, Maggie. You helping? Are you helping? She's helping. All right. So I'm gonna get rid of this and let's do. I know I miss him too. Let's do some trivia to end off the show. All right. So we're putting those away. All new cards. All new cards. And I'm gonna do the smart thing where when we've read a card, I'm gonna set it to the side. Oh, hello. You gonna come be on my shoulder? Hello. Yeah, you checking everything out? Yeah, my little girl. You like to help your mom, don't you? She's just so sweet. Her personality is so sweet. She's like sweet and helpful and cuddly. She falls asleep on me all the time, which is the best. The best. All right, let's do our trivia. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the smart thing and I'm gonna set the used card to the side so I don't have the problem last time where I have to be like, no, we've done that one. I'll get my life organized one of these days. Or not, you know, maybe that's my charm. All right, so trivia. Yay. All right, people and places. What is the fruit of choice for a Puerto Rican to rub under his drinking arm as a hangover cure? What? Never heard of this in my life. Do not know if this is true. We'll have to ask my Puerto Rican friends if that's a real thing. What's the fruit of choice for a Puerto Rican to rub under his drinking arm as a hangover cure? I'd love to know. Maybe I'll give it a try. I don't really drink anymore, but if I do, maybe I'll give that a shot. Yeah, I mean, that seems like it might be the answer. Might also be pineapple, a mango, maybe. I'm gonna go with pineapple, but I think banana is the right choice and is a perfect theme for today. All right, next question. What regular on The View got bleeped for the on-air utterance, "Thank you, Jesus"? I don't know about that. Keep in mind, these cards are from like 2003, 2004. I wonder what part was bleeped, the thank you or the Jesus? Probably the Jesus. What regular on The View? I don't know, like who's a regular on The View in 2002? I've never watched an episode of that show, so I don't know. I don't even know who's on it. We'll find out. History. What political scandal from the 1970s caused the New York Times to break its own rules about printing obscenities? I like that the theme of this one seems to be obscenities. What political scandal from the 70s caused the New York Times to break its own rules about printing obscenities? I mean, the biggest political scandal from the 70s was Watergate, but I don't remember. Oh, I bet that is what it is. Because they got those tapes of Nixon talking, and I think he swore a lot, but they wanted to print them word for word. I'm guessing. That's literally the only political scandal from the 70s I can think of. What political scandal from the 1970s caused the New York Times to break its own rules about printing obscenities? Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I think that's right. Next question. Science and nature. What non-stick compound are Dockers stain defender trousers treated with so liquid will bead up rather than soak through? What non-stick compound are Dockers, the pants, Dockers stain defender, that's in quotations, it's like the brand name, I assume, stain defender trousers treated with so liquid will bead up rather than soak through? I think I know. Yeah. Like I think that seems, that's really the only one I can think of. I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, might be a little rough in the morning, but then like, isn't a hangover rough? I think that's the right answer though. I think the cards knew the theme of today. What non-stick compound are Dockers stain defender trousers treated with so liquid will bead up rather than soak through? I mean, I think I know the answer. It's the only non-stick compound I can think of. Unless there's other ones. But I'm guessing it's Teflon, right? Teflon? Pretty sure that's the answer. Next question, sports and leisure. Okay. What did Queensberry rules? We all know that's, oh, maybe you're right. That's also a very good guess. Are they the same thing? No, they're not. Yeah, I forgot about Scotchgard. That's a good call. That's probably what it is. Sports and leisure. What did Queensberry rules expressly forbid on boxing shoes? Cleats, springs, or steel toes? The Queensberry rules of boxing. We've all heard of that because of cartoons, but do we actually know what the rules are? Apparently one of them is about boxing shoes. What did Queensberry rules expressly forbid on boxing shoes, cleats, springs, or steel toes? Whew, that's hard because they're all pretty, like they'd be bad to have. I think I know what answer I would give, but I know there's a delay, so I want to give everyone a chance to write in the chat before I say the answer. If you know the answer, I'm going to go with cleats because I feel like boxers wouldn't want steel toes because they make your feet too heavy and you want to be able to move fast. And I don't think it's springs because that would be like a crazy thing to have on your shoes. And cleats were historically on a lot of sporting shoes, but it'd be bad to have. Yeah, I'm going to go with cleats, but it might be something different. Might surprise me. Who knows? And last question. Yeah, I feel like that's the right answer. And wild card. What's FUBU? FUBU, all capitals, FUBU, the African American owned clothing line, an acronym for? I think that clothing line is still around. What's FUBU? The African American owned clothing line, an acronym. That's hard to say. An acronym 4. FUBU. Fashion under baby under. No, I don't know. Might be people's names. I don't know. For us, by us. That's the right answer. That's a great acronym. I know. How long has that clothing line been around for? I should look that up. A spring under the heel might make people think they can move faster or punch quicker back. Right. See, that's why it might be spring, because like they were doing crazy stuff in the 1880s. They didn't know nothing, especially in England. They were drinking blue milk. They're like, put springs on their shoes. Exactly. Well, a big wheel bicycle. For us, by us. Yeah, that's definitely the right answer. Heck yeah. All right, let's do answers. Answers. What will they be? Answers. Let's see. People and places. What's the fruit of choice for a Puerto Rican to rub under his drinking arm as a hangover cure? Never heard of this in my life. Don't know if this is real. But the answer, according to Trivial Pursuit, is a lemon. A lemon under the drinking arm as a hangover cure. A lemon. Whoo! That's a lot of acid under your arm. A lemon as a hangover cure. Never heard of it. Gonna look it up. Good. Probably not gonna try it. Don't really want to put lemon juice on my skin. Who knows? I just won't drink. That's how I won't get a hangover. That's my 100% guaranteed hangover cure. Don't drink. Yeah, half a lemon, the rest goes in your shandy. Do like a shandy. Arts and entertainment. What regular on The View got bleeped for the on-air utterance, "Thank you, Jesus"? Joy Behar. I don't know who that is. Joy Behar got bleeped for saying, "Thank you, Jesus." History. What political scandal from the 1970s caused the New York Times to break its own rules about printing obscenities? Yes, it was the Watergate scandal, Nixon tapes. Like, of course. 100%. We knew that answer. We knew that. We got that one. Science and nature. What nonstick compound are Dockers Stain Defender trousers treated with so liquid will bead up rather than soak through? It's Teflon. Not Scotchgard. Teflon. You said Scotchgard, and I was like, oh, that's got to be it, because I didn't think you could put Teflon on I thought it was like a hard thing, but I guess you can. I guess you can treat trousers with Teflon. I also got to look up and see if Scotchgard's the same thing as Teflon. What's the difference? I gotta look that up. What did Queensberry rules expressly forbid on boxing shoes? Cleats, springs, or steel toes? It was springs. It was springs. Those silly 1880 Englanders. You can't put cool, you can't put springs on your shoes for Queensberry rules. Springs on your shoes. But cleats and steel toes, totally fine. Yeah. Jacqueline has the best accent ever. Queensberry rules. I should look that up. What exactly are let me look that up really quickly, because I want to know what exactly. I mean, they might be a lot of rules. They liked a lot of rules. They revolutionized boxing, establishing a foundation for the modern sport. They're called the Queensberry Rules because they were sponsored by the Marquis of Queensberry. Who is the Marquis of Queensberry? A dude named John Douglas. Oh, it's Scottish. So I should have done a Scottish accent. I'm not good with that. All right, so what are the actual rules? Okay, so the rules are, okay, there's only 12 rules. So the boxing match has to be in a 24-foot ring. No wrestling allowed. The rounds to be of 3 minutes duration with 1 minute's time between rounds. If either man falls through weakness or otherwise, he must get up unassisted. The boxer has 10 seconds. Oh, that's what established the 10-second rule. Okay. To allow him to do so, the other man, meanwhile, to return to his corner. When the fallen man is on his legs, the round is to be resumed and continued until 3 minutes have expired. If one man fails to come to the scratch and the 10 count allowed, it shall be in the power of the referee to give his award in favor of the other man. So that's like the 10 count. Okay. A man hanging on the ropes in a helpless state with his toes off the ground shall be considered down. Oh, so you can't like hang on the ropes. No seconds or any other person to be allowed in the ring during the round. So like you got to tag in and out. Should the contest be stopped by any unavoidable interference, the referee to name the time and place as soon as possible for finishing the contest, so that the match must be won and lost unless the backers of both men agree to draw the stakes. All right. The gloves to be fair-sized boxing gloves of best quality and new. Should a glove burst or come off, it must be replaced to the referee's satisfaction. A man on one knee is considered down, and if struck, is entitled to the stakes. No shoes or boots with spikes or sprigs. Not springs. It's sprigs. It's a misprint. I wonder if that's so. I don't know if everyone knows this about trivia. Trivia is like hotly contested, and sometimes people in trivia books put the wrong answer or a misspelling, and then if somebody like steals it, they can prove that it was stolen because they stole the wrong thing. I wonder if that's what it was, is that it's sprigs and they wrote it as springs. So sprigs are wire nails. So cleats is the right answer. No shoes or boots with spikes or sprigs. Wire nails to be allowed, not springs, sprigs. Wow. And then the last rule, the contest and all other aspects to be governed by revised London prize ring rules, which I guess is another set of rules. Fascinating. Fascinating. All right. And last, yeah, kind of. Well, yeah, of course. And the last question, what's FUBU, the African American owned clothing line, an acronym for us, by us? Well done, everyone. Well, here we are at the end of another crafting show. This has been fantastic. We actually made a craft. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look how good it looks. I'm so happy with it. Come back here. Good. Doesn't seem to be sticking. Yee! I'll let you know how it goes when it's all dry, but it looks like it's looking pretty good, pretty banana-like. And yeah, we're just going to let that dry. I'm guessing at least 24 hours, maybe longer, but we'll see. And then I'll pop the balloon and pull it out, and then maybe next week I'll paint it. Yeah. Oh, no, not on the table, little girl. Not on the table, you know. Not on the table. She's not allowed on the table. But that's where all the fun stuff is. Exactly, sprigs or cleats. We were right. All right, everyone. We are at the end of our crafting show. This has been a wonderful time. I love you all, and I will... Oh, not on the table. You're not allowed on the table. You can only be on me. You can only be on me. Yeah. All right, everyone. I'm going to cuddle my cat. Have a wonderful day. Queensberry rules were like late 1800s. FUBU, let's see. I'm guessing 90s, but it might be 80s. 1992. 1992. There we go. All right. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Have a wonderful week. It was lovely spending time with you. I'll see you next week. Have a great day. Bye.